Are you listening?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Super Fast Tortoise. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
All right. Well, I got some good news. Cookie Dude should be coming home on the 29th.
Nice.
Yeah, some little inspiring uprising news. What's going on? What's going on? James Willis, hello. What's up, morning coffee people? He says. Oh, good morning. Today's a good day, fun day, thrilling day. Gonna have so much excitement. Gonna have some coffee. Ooh, coffee. I hope you guys have your libations of choice there. Some hot brewing coffee, most likely, is what we want you to have. Want you to have a good morning with some good coffee. You could have tea, you could have some water, you can have anything to drink, but let's hope it's good for you and gets you energy, pumped up. Whoop whoop. I think it's awesome. Woo! Today's topic is pretty big, pretty small. It's everywhere. How are you doing, Hillbilly?
Doing okay.
Still
How are you doing?
Doing all right. Just chilling, jiving, chillaxing. Whoop whoop. How are you doing, Milliganful?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. You should be doing good. It should be doing amazing. You just downloaded a game. You got a new game. You're going to play a game. You got to do extra games.
Yep.
I don't know the gaming sphere as much as I used to, but it was a good day. How's everybody in Chatville doing? Everybody in Chatville doing right? Thank you guys for liking this video. Thank you for subscribing, new subscribers. I'm so excited that this day is starting and full of energy. Yeah. Today, our topic is the power of unlocking MTG creativity. I'm hoping we have a good discussion about it because
I got stuff to say on this too.
Oh, he's got stuff to say, everybody. Stuff to say. That's good. We want that. Ooh. But, first things first, I want to officially welcome you to Super Fast Tortoise, proudly sponsored by cardsartopia.com, where you can get sweet Magic the Gathering dice bags like this sweet Magic the Gathering dice bag right there. This Magic the Gathering dice bag you can get supports the channel, costs $45 plus $5 ship, or you can spend $75 on this lined vinyl dice bag. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, pretty sweet dice bag. You can get lapel pins and you can get customized paintings. Yeah, you can get these paintings or paintings that are customized to your desire. You can find all this at cardsartopia.com. Boom. Hello, Stasis Orb.
Hello, Stasis Orb.
What up?
How are you doing today?
Chilling.
It
Like
is
a
the
villain.
morning. You're like a villain. All right.
Agreed.
That's right. So today's been an amazing day. A good morning. I woke up, with my little tail perked up in the morning like a cat that's happy. Just boom, pounding out. But getting a little exercise in, getting a little movement going on because I've been personally in my personal life, I've been more creative and I can't share all my creativity because some of it's a secret for another channel and permissions and stuff like that. But I've been more creative. And that inspired today's topic. And that's what got me going because there's truth in what I got to say, but there's a lot of things to cover, a lot of things to talk about because there's a lot that gets into the topic of the day of being creative in Magic the Gathering. Hillbilly,
Yeah.
You look all excited for this. What time of day is it?
What was that?
What time of day is it?
It is time for the card of the day.
Card of the day. Combo Breaker.
Woo! Today's card of the day is our giant. Darksteel Colossus. This card is awesome. This card is cool. It is an old school card from Mirrodin Block originally. This is the M10 version of the card. So I remember when Stasis ran this card like a champ with Tinker. This card was a beast, especially when you cheat out like turn 1, turn 2. Man, this card is amazing. It's powerful. It's nuts. It costs 11 colorless mana. It's an 11/11. It has trample. It's indestructible. And if you be put in the graveyard from anywhere, your villain and shuffle it back into your library, making it harder to be a reanimator target. But this card is sauce. Stay Sword, remember when you ran this card back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? That was my tinker target.
Yeah, it was your tinker target. You were tinkering.
Then Blightsteel Colossus came out, and I was just like, oh, that's so much better.
Blightsteel Colossus is so much better. But there wouldn't be a Blightsteel Colossus without this Darksteel Colossus. You're like brothers. I liked it. And for the picture of the day, well, the first one, boom. Lack of copy. Everyone who has this problem looks like this. All tired, worn out. You barely surviving. Just crawling. Going for the distance. Going the distance. Woo-hoo. Then I have another picture I thought was fitting. Boom. If you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside. Oh, I wish I could fit a T-Rex inside this house. That'd be awesome. Probably deadly, but it'd be awesome.
New station alert has arrived.
Woo! Check that out. No, so covering the topic of the day. What is this? He's one of my favorite beefy critters. Oh, nice, James. That's awesome. Darksteel Colossus is a nice beefy stompy stomp critter. That's why I run him in my Atraxa deck. Because I can give him Infect, and he's just as good as Blightsteel at that point. All right. The topic of the day is the power of unlocking Magic the Gathering creativity. And, of course, Tortoise has monologue that he's going to read. And my monologue is generic. It's to open the door, but it's to cover basic things that I tend to repeat because I want people to understand how important this stuff is. All right. The power of unlocking Magic the Gathering creativity. What does that mean to you? Take a deep look inside and figure out what that means to you to be creative in Magic the Gathering. Well, let me lay some truth on you. The older we get, the harder it is to maintain a healthy, active brain. Our bodies slow down and our brains slow down. But one thing is true, an active brain keeps it on being active. The power of creativity stems from getting exercise, eating more healthy, and keeping the game fresh to you. Yes, those three things are crucial to being creative. Let me highlight that again. Healthier eating habits, being active and exercise, and keeping the game fresh. So far, I can tell you agree with at least two of these statements, healthier eating and exercise. But keeping the game fresh, how do we even do that? Keeping the game fresh comes from finding a balance in life, not just focusing on MTG 24/7, but also having other interests and hobbies like board gaming, video games, hanging out with friends for non-Magic life. A great way to keep Magic the Gathering fresh is to make Magic something you can go back to and not make it something you never left. But most importantly, making Magic a fun pastime and not work. Turning something you love into work changes your mindset. And with that, let's open the floor to talking about unlocking Magic the Gathering creativity. Woo-hoo! Yeah. So, I'm going to open the floor to you guys because I know some of you got ideas. So, Mugenful said he had something to add on. Let's start with Mugenful.
Well, speaking of creativity, I've seen people make their own whole like over like 300 card sets that all work in tandem with each other. Like there's a Minecraft set out there.
Right?
It's off the game Minecraft, and it's draftable too, which is crazy.
Oh yeah. Draftable.
So that set is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
see, I remember when they did a Star Wars set and they did it. One of the things that unlock creativity is learning how to build cubes. Cubes puts
Yeah.
you in a world of weird limitation where you have to push the boundaries to make a cube playable and draftable. But not only that, but when you play and draft a cube and continually build a cube, it pushes the limits of what's playable, what's good, and what makes the format work and go zing. Gives you that little extra spark. Stasis Orb. Hello.
Yep, I'm here.
You know, I think one person out of everybody here could highlight on more creative aspect that's unique because you have a strong passion for Magic the Gathering and have kept it fresh for yourself. And also, not only that, you've pushed yourself to the limits of becoming a better player over and over again. Not to gaslight you and make you sound like you're the most
Thanks.
impressive person in the world.
No,
But-
hold on, wait. I'm gonna cut you off right there. I have something in regards to creativity, right?
Right?
So here's actually a very recent event that happened. So I've been going to my local card shop, and there's a group of Commander players, and I became like I become very casual now. I'm absolutely casual, but it's really funny that you brought up like board games and stuff like that. So, with there's a group of people that are like new to Magic, and when I say new to
Right.
Magic, they're only like a few months at most. I think the most experienced player is only like 3 months, like
Right.
new to Magic. Like, so that being said, I decided to bring a board game to the card shop last time we played, and it's a board game called King of Tokyo. It's not Kings of Tokyo, but King of
Right.
Tokyo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, since you guys like Magic, we should play this board game. And they were just like, well, what does that have to do with Magic? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just play this game. It's a blast. It's a fun group game. We're gonna have a good time. And we all played it. And everyone that I played with absolutely loved it.
Nice.
And I was just like, you guys know who created this game? And they're like, who created it? I was like, Richard Garfield. And they're like, who's that? I'm like,
Oh,
it's the most important thing. As a matter of fact, you might not know who Richard Garfield is, but plays a very important factor in the Commander games that you are currently playing. And they're just like, wait, what? And then that made them all look it up, and they're like, oh, he created Magic.
speaking of him, I know that. I've also been playing a roguelike that he helped create called Rogue Book.
Really?
Yeah, he had the. I think he created a few cards for it. I believe it's a Rogue Book. It's a deck building roguelike.
Well, I will say this. You should play King of Tokyo. It's a very simplistic game. Very, very simple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of fun. It's literally like it's player versus player, and the goal is to either win by victory points or by killing everybody else. Very simple.
Wow.
And you play as monsters, like you play as kaiju's basically, and you're just beating the crap out of each other. To be honest, I like rarely someone wins on victory points. It usually comes down to everyone just killing everybody. It's really funny. It's a dice game, so it's based on luck completely, but it's really fun. It's a really fun group game.
Oh yeah. What was it? Oh, thinking of board games, there is a channel, for my wife to watch. It's not Board Game Geek, but it's like a British version of Board Game Geek almost.
Well, Board Game Geeks is a website.
No, Board Game Geeks is a YouTube channel too, and a Twitch channel. They do live plays of their games. Didn't you know that?
Nope.
Yep, they do live games. Like they film their games, they live them, they post them up.
Interesting.
Yeah. But anyways, there's another channel that's not Board Game Geek, and they actually played Robo Rally the other day.
Oh, now that's unique.
I'm like, wow. And I had to sit down and explain to Casey what Robo Rally is, or whatever the name of the game is, if I got it wrong. But it's the same game Richard Garfield first created before Magic.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at that. How it ties together. All right, so Collector Invests. Hello. Remember Cole the new and Psycho Frog is broken. All right. One Sultai commander will like it. Remember Cole the world new and Psycho Frog. Yep. Oh no. Someone dropped out and probably got a phone call.
No, we lost Stasis.
Stasis Orb, where did you go? All right. So, anyways, the reason why playing board games and having other hobbies is important to Magic is that one, it gets your mind off something, and sometimes also number two. Hold on, someone reappeared. Boop. There you go.
Sorry,
So, like
technical difficulties.
You're good. You're good. So, like I was saying, playing board games and other things keeps your mind fresh because when you're not always thinking about Magic. But on the other hand, when you're playing board games and stuff, sometimes a synergy or a strategy that opens up a different line of thinking for building commander decks or any standard deck or some strategy that you want to build. Doing other things, keeping in line with like gaming and stuff like that, sometimes you get inspired to do things. Like one example that's outside of the world of Magic the Gathering right here is like my wife loves to play little games to save money. Well, she wants to be different from other people, and there's a ton of money-saving challenges out there that people do. And a lot of them are lazy, to be honest with you. Like, I watch them, I'm like, that's really just having one picture pasted everywhere and crossing them off, saving like $5 for each picture you cross off. I'm like, I don't like that. I am too much of a game designer to like that. Like, I'm not an official game designer, but I've delved into game theory and stuff like that to understand gaming because I always like to design games and stuff, but never really put it to the test. And now Wyatt wanted me to design little games and stuff. And one thing I remember that a lot of these people who are designing these challenges don't is rules can be bigger than the game itself. Like so one of these little challenges I made, which is a simple challenge, I actually made a very hard learning curve on it. So imagine having a grid grid of squares, right? That's 16 squares long, 20 squares deep. And each square,
Right back.
okay. Each square you gotta save money by coloring it in a certain color. Like one is black, like two is red, blue is green, whatever. Well, the point of the game is to fill in all the squares. You don't have to do it at once. You can do it at your own pace, but you want to fill in all the squares to save money. But the trick to the game is you cannot have colors touching each other. You can't have them side by side. You can't have them adjacent. You can't have colors sharing the same space or same corner. And I'm like, and I designed this game, and I'm like, this is a simple game, but no one is playing this game. Then this is an emergency savings game I've designed because it's a huge game. Like once you finish the game, you've saved a lot of money because the denomination of saving goes up to 100, right? But I wanted something that wasn't going to be easy. I didn't want something I went. I just marked off 3 things. I'm saving $15. No, I want a little intrigue. I want a little strategy and a little investment. Like the little bit of strategy in this game is going to go a long way because that's 16 squares across, and when you go to the line below it, you can't match the colors. So it's going to be intriguing and fun to see. Then another game I did. I'm not going to go into detail. But like the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's a different way of thinking. Like a lot of people in the saving challenge community has video game or TV series um based games. Like they're like here's like Sonic the Hedgehog, and here's the same game just because I can slap a picture on this. But like I actually took the idea of a game console and I used the cartridges as a game. I'm like you use the cartridges, you play around with it, and however you save money based on the game. And a couple cartridges interact differently. A couple interactions are just basic. Well, the thing is, how you can relate this to Magic is Magic can be the same once you hone down the game, right? And you know the basic rules of deck building, playability. You know what to look out for, the kind of removals, draws, and everything to build a good, functional, tempoed out aggro deck. A lot of words, keyword soup. But like the more active, creative you become, the more you start twisting the boundaries of what a deck can do. Maybe finding a combo. There are some people out there who can find combos out of combos you didn't remember. Like I remember a long time ago, we had a friend who went to F&M with us. It was his first time going to an F&M, and he brought a rogue deck that blinked lands because there was this white creature from Planar Chaos that blinked land, and somehow he won with it. He was a different thinker, very active person, but he won. He scrubbed everybody out with a land blinking deck, and this was before landfall, or around the same time ish. I don't know. It's crazy. But I think it's cool. One of the things I think that helps us inspire us to be creative, on top of having exercise, healthy eating habits. Like I don't know if you know this. The reason why I keep sprouting out like healthy eating and exercise because I've been working on those two things myself, and I notice the more energy I have, the more creative I get when I stick to this like change. And an active body stays in motion, you know. And so an active brain stays in motion too. So if you get the wheels turning and you start thinking of things, you can think of things different. Like one of the things I noticed with these money saving challenges, and you can think of this in Magic terms too, in money saving challenges, everybody creates these weird games that deal with saving money, but no one ever designs a game where the money is actually the game piece. I'm like, how have you not thought about that? It's interesting. Whew, so quiet. How you guys doing?
Well, I will say this. Going back to the health aspect of things, because just 4 years ago, I experienced this firsthand, and I will say this: if there's anything that will increase your focus, your energy, your levels, and everything like that. The biggest thing, like it's so big. Like this is like beyond what I can even explain because if it wasn't for the experience that I personally felt, I will say is water. Drink water.
Water.
You have no idea how much your body will change if you like thrive to push a water goal.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Like my wife drinks water constantly. She has coffee here and there, and she'll have a soda here. But like she drinks water constantly, and lately she's been focusing on the water aspect and has dropped some good weight. It's healthy.
Yeah,
It's exactly.
Like, I will say my peak was like 2 gallons of water a day.
That's a lot of water. You can hurt your kidneys at that.
Nope.
At that point.
No, you can't.
I know you can because I know someone who literally got their kidneys wrecked by water.
How much did they drink?
I don't think he was counting how much he was drinking, but it was a lot. He was my dad, my pops. He was working for Coca-Cola, and instead of drinking soda on the road in Nevada, Las Vegas area, and not between Las Vegas and Reno, and he was fixing Coke. He drank a lot of water, and he drowned his kidneys effectively.
So it takes so average full-grown human, it takes 6 gallons of water to actually cause harm. a day.
6 gallons. Man, you
Mhm.
must have a big stomach to hold that much water.
Yeah.
Who's
I'm
drinking
thinking,
6 gallons of water a day?
I think a lot of
I
people
don't
are.
know anybody that's drinking 6 gallons of water a day. Are you kidding me?
Who knows? There could have been some other factors going along with it. Who knows? For real.
Yeah, about 15 cups of water a day is healthy for you.
Yeah. I just drink 1 or 2 bottles of water and then when I'm thirsty, and then I easily wait and get my. I get 3 sodas a day, so I balance it out with water.
Also, okay, I guess this plays a role too. I was very active.
Right.
I was like when I was drinking 2 gallons of water a day, I was like extremely active. I was lifting about 2,000 pounds roughly a day throughout a 9-hour period, I guess is a good way to
Right.
put it. But yeah, like I'm not saying you should like drink 2 gallons of water each day. No, none of that. That's ridiculous. But if you set a goal for yourself, you
Mm,
know, to be like, hey, I want to drink, half a gallon a day.
right.
Work yourself up from there. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah, work yourself up. You know, push to be better, push to improve.
Yeah,
That
exactly. If you drink half a gallon a day, like that's perfect. Like you will start to feel like I don't know. You'll start to feel differences. You'll start to feel like as Derek, as you put it, like your wife, has more energy, is able to focus more, etc. All these other things.
right.
These things will just come in time, and I feel like so many people have like are so focused in on like I want my results now.
Yeah, you can't.
That's not how
Mm,
that works because water takes a bit of time and energy. Like you won't experience the effects of it immediately, but
right.
give it a few days, and you're like, oh, this is actually I feel a lot better. I'm starting
Oh
to
yeah.
understand. Yeah, exactly. Like it's just really cool. Like I don't know. I think water is a really, really, really cool thing.
Water is really cool, especially on ice. Um, you try to say something, Hillbilly?
No.
All right, so but like yeah, working towards stuff. Like one thing I've been doing is like I need to be more active, and so when I'm walking around, I'll like do leg lifts and like partial lunges and stuff, and I'll start moving my legs because they'll let your bottom butt to your feet. That whole leg system is your largest group muscle, and I've been actively pushing that area to get more exercise to motivate the top half of me because when you get that energy going, you start feeling that energy, and when that energy is up here, you want to take advantage of that, and you want to kind of like burn that energy to get a little more exercise. And it's kind of weird the way I've been doing it. It's like I start with my legs and I work up to my body, then I can feel it in my head. It's kind of like a gross thing. That's how I see it. But like that's how I've been feeling it lately, and so I haven't been changing the process. It's been good for me. But like if you're trying to be more active, or you're trying to reach a goal, work for it and write it down if you have to. Write down your goals, write down what you're doing, see what's working, because you'll start feeling when it's working. If you start feeling better at a certain time, note that down. Yeah, let's see. We got Emrakul, the World Anew is a total of -6 pro from ETB spells and abilities, stealing opponent's board. Emrakul, the World Anew, dies second board. Yeah, collecting invest. That's a pretty powerful card. She's broken from the moon. She's not in the moon anymore. Yep. Because the World Anew also has flying. Yep, but not trample. God forbid they put that back on her. But no, so a stasis orb. I'm gonna throw you in the spotlight because you've probably done this more than I have lately. What's one of the biggest benefits that you've been able to do with Magic the Gathering from playing board games? Ah, technical difficulties again.
Yeah. Uh, um, one thing I got is better at big deck building.
Yeah, deck building.
Yeah, you better at deck building with the card games that they have.
Yeah, Dominion is a really good deck builder game created by Magic the Gathering players to help you learn drafting mechanics a lot better. Dominion, check it out. One thing I could say that's really good about playing different board games is like when I used to play board games with the family here.
Yeah.
I used to relate Magic the Gathering to all the board games, and I'd start defeating the game once I realized something in the board game related to Magic in some way, from like a mana resource or to an ability type, and I'd take
Yeah.
advantage of it, especially like when it came to advantages on card draw or something like that. The craziest part about being creative with Magic the Gathering is you realize how simple Magic the Gathering is, with all the complex designs and the abilities to do everything. When it comes down to the basics, from drawing, removal, stompy stomp, creature aggro damage, whatever. When you break it down and break down what a card can do and how much it's going to do and how much a card can do to affect the game effectively, it takes this whole world of scope and really condenses it. And when you condense something like that, you start building limitations. Limitations are important for Magic the Gathering. So when you're building a deck, set a limitation. Like I have a dinosaur deck. I have 3 dinosaur decks. One is a 5-color deck that doesn't care if you have more than just dinosaurs in it, but dinosaurs are the winning condition. Then I have a dinosaur deck that's Naya. Then and they're the only non-dinosaur decks are in there to double triggers off the commander, right? And the third deck is just strictly a dinosaur deck, right? So each deck has different limitations set upon them, which help me breed a creative atmosphere for each deck. They're like being dinosaur decks. They all kind of have the similarities in what dinosaurs can do, but each one does a bit differently because the limitation on them sets the power level of the deck. That sets the playability of the deck. The winning conditions are different because of how fast and how well the deck performs. All right, let's see. Collector Invest. I like the 5-color assassin in Assassin's Creed set 2. No, 5-color assassin. Assassin's Creed is gonna be fun. Is that the one where they're just doing that Assassin's Creed's the one where they're doing the weird booster pack thing where you can buy Assassin's Creed's stuff in packs, right?
Right.
All right. Interesting. Well, look at the time, everybody. It is half an hour into it. And I want to remind you that you can find sweet Magic the Gathering swag at cardsutopia.com, where you can get sweet Magic Gathering swag like this super fast tortoise dice bag, or this dice bag, or these lapel pins, or these creative paintings, all at cardsutopia.com. Boop, boop. Oh, cat's bugging me. Yeah. Anybody want to offer any other ideas and thoughts on being creative in Magic the Gathering?
You just gotta think of synergies when deck building.
Synergies and deck building. I think I
That's where some creativity comes from.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things that go into being creative, so that is definitely part of it for sure. You know, like and limiting yourself to like a certain synergy or archetype sometimes forces you to look in places that you never thought. Like when I'm building a deck around a mechanic or like an ability, I'll go on Google and type in MTG what the ability does, and have wizards show me all the cards that do the same kind of thing. And sometimes it takes me through a history of Magic when like, oh, we didn't think this ability worked that way, or when the ability was new or on a rare card back in the day. It's insane. And sometimes that pushes the limits to strengthening a play deck. Woo, dark. Woo-hoo. All right. Gotta feel that energy.
Yeah, gotta get some energy. Yeah. Get
Yeah.
that coffee.
All right. Now. No. Hillbilly,
Yep.
you handsome man, you little muppet of a man. What time of day
I'm a
is
muppet.
it?
The deck of the day is brought to you by Red Cub Leather. High quality leather deck boxes and merchandise. Customizable options are available. The link is in the description box below.
Go. I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change.
The deck of the day. The commander is a Tali Primal Conqueror. Costs 5, 6, 7 mana. As trample, when he enters the battlefield, each player reveals the top card of their library until they reveal a non-land card. And you may cast that card. Then you can pay 10 mana or 9 mana and 2 life and transform a Tali into a Tali Primal Sickness. It has trample indestructible and toxic like crazy. He can win games as a big swinger. This deck runs off triggers and fun. It's a dinosaur deck I haven't seen yet. I wanted to check it out because it runs Conjurer's Closet, Panharmonicon for the triggers. You got Delana Wild Mage for some crazy fun. You got Flame Rush Rider. You got Flame Shadow Conjuring. This card is nuts in this kind of deck. You got Heart Shimmer. You got Jaxis the Troublemaker. You got Mirage Phalanx. You got so you can have multiple legendaries on the battlefield. You got Mirror Gallery. I remember when we used to think that card was the hotness and we didn't know what to do with it. Molten Echoes. We got Nalfishni, the demon, however you say that. We got Orion Hero, a Lava Brink. We got Twin Flame for more token generation, so we can copy Tali. For some creatures, we got Belligerent Yearling. You got Poison Dart Frog. You got Roaming Throne for the dinosaur synergies. And you got Sky's Claw Raptor. Whoop whoop. Now, in the lands, there's just basic land fixing stuff. Yeah, Gauntlet Primal for protection. You got Heroic Intervention, Lightning Greaves, Respite, Tamio Safekeeping, Teamer Sabertooth, Vexing Shusher, Voyager Staff. So you can tell by going through the deck list so far, it's about blinking Tali as much as possible. And you got Inquisitor's Flow for damage. All right. For ramp, there's a crap ton of ramp. You got Arbor Elf, you got Arcane Signet, you got Beanstalk Giant, you got Birds of Paradise, Cultivate, Delighted Halfling, Dockside Extortionist. You could actually run this deck without that. Domri Anarch of Bolas, you got Elvish Mystic, Finhorn Elves, Galagreeters, Goblin Anarchomancer, Growing Rights of Itlamok. You got Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia. You got Konami's Reach, Lionel Ralph, Luca, Bound to Ruin. You got Nature's Lure. You got Otepec Huntmaster, Rampant Growth, Rites of Flourishing, Zavala Heart of the Wilds, Soul Ring, and Vorinclex. That reminds me of someone sending me a Vorinclex. Hell yeah. Worldly Tutor. You got Faldorn. Oh, what are these? These are actually part of that. Good. Blasphemous Act is a board wipe. Chaos Warp for removal. Return to nature. Some extra removal. Some token generation. You got Brownbolt Sovereign. Fetterhorn Dread Wolf Herald. Hell yeah. And Worldly Tutor. Someone just updated the deck. That's what that means. All right. Well, my friends, on this virtuous strength, that has been the deck of the day.
Deck of the day.
Yeah, and so the way that deck works, you can tell how it works is they rely on their commander coming into play. So they ramp out, get the commander to play, and everything else is to maintain the board state so they can play everybody else's stuff. Because everybody loves playing everybody else's stuff. Woo woo. Hey, thank you. Thank you, Collective S.
Yes.
Da-na-na. Jurassic Park. Love it. All right, so. So how you guys feeling today? You guys relaxing, acting all cool until it's a couple of guys started messing you without school. You're playing b-ball. No kidding.
I got that reference.
That's right. Ah, why you guys are chilling out, relaxing? Like anything fun happened today?
Nope, not yet.
Not yet. You're waiting to win some games.
Yep.
Yeah. So most likely you're going to be streaming Arena later, right?
Might be. It depends on if I don't get it. Depends on if I get my commander game off or not.
Well, if it helps or not, helps or anything with your decision, today's Sunday, so I won't be able to jump on.
Right.
Right. So it means you have to look for 3 other players if you want to stream, or 2 other players if you just want to play.
Yep.
So with that, we're gonna just jump into the movers and shakers.
What?
The movers and shakers at 107% going up. 29.96. You got Vein Ripper just getting a lot of
Wow.
attention. Wow, that is crazy. Hillbilly is going to have to buy this card before it becomes too expensive.
Yeah, or try to open it up in the pack.
Yep. Plus 20% at 602. You got Path of Peril. Path of Peril is a good board wipe. I think you should grab one of these board wipes just for your vampire deck so you have another board wipe.
Yep.
All right. 11% at 849. Temporary lockdown. Whoop, whoop. Plus 8% 790. Night of Errant Eos. That's pretty good. That's pretty solid. At 3% down here, you got Mirror Shield Archive just staying at 1755. Whoop. And plus 8% down here, you got Invasion of Godokon. Whoop, whoop. And plus 6% with 642, you got Breach of Multiverse. All right. Top cards going down to standard. That's down 16%. Warden of the Inner Sky is dropped 16% to 210. But down here, down 5%, you got Dark Slick Shores just dropping down. It's going to be around like a $4 or $5 land at the end of it. Down 5% at 254, you got Terra Asunder. Card is dropping. But like I want to highlight in Jago, Seal of the Empire, down 3% at 851. This card is just finding its seat and sitting there. Be good. And at 3% at 679, you got Lorne of the Third Path. Just doing what it needs to do. Boop, boop. Now, top 5 cards going up in Modern. Plus 40%, 2242. We got Necroskitter. This might be seeing movement because of Modern, or it could be people playing around with the price on eBay kind of thing, because this site does read from many different sites to get adjustment on prices. Up 4% at 63.75. Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void is going to be one of those cards that always continue to go up because of the format it's played in. Plus 5%, 39.99. Sword of Feast and Famine. This card will see a drops in skin and reprint, so keep an eye on that. Plus 6% at 21.50. Got Seaborn Muse. Seaborn Muse doing something pretty good at 21.50. And at 11% spike at $10, you got Thrumming Stone. Thrumming Stone. No wonder Thrumming Stone's gonna seem plaguey for partitioners. At 6%, 17.99, you got Elish Norn. Boop boop. All right, cards going down. 10%, 10.85. The extra planar chaos lens. Seen a drop at $29. Down 10%, 6.40. Tree Redemption. I can't believe this card is $5. Down 5%. Sakashima the Imposter at 11.68. This card's still good, but it's more of a commander card more than it is a modern card. Down 5%, 7.01. Intruder Alarm. Down 11% at 2.90. Daybreak Coronet. Woo. Pretty spicy. And since we have our little friend here, Stasis Orb, right? Stasis Orb's here. We're going to look at cards moving up in Legacy. 21% at a small price of $299.99. You got Fork. Yeah. Plus 146% at $35.99. You got Adakar Wastes. Plus 10% at $159.50. You got Winter Orb. You got plus 11% at $122.25. You got Chrome Mox. Yeah. Then plus 7%, 154.67. You got Ring of Moth. And 11% at 86.76. You got Recall. Now top cards going down. You got 10%, 210.25. You got Gwendolyn D. Corchi. And down 15% at 49.90. You got Ponder. That weird Ponder. That has a turtle on it. Yay. It's a turtle eating hot dogs. That's a secret Ninja Turtle reference. All right. Down 4%, 156.49, Divine Intervention. Down 12%, 30.92, we got Cockatrice. And down 4%, you got Divine Intervention. And that, my friends, has been the Movers and Shakers. Okay, got that reference. You've been on YouTube too long. Now let's just chill for a few minutes before we close out the stream. How you guys doing? You guys relaxing?
Yeah, just relaxing.
Yeah. What's something exciting in Stasis Orb's world?
Not much.
Not much. The most exciting thing ever.
I'm the most exciting thing ever.
Right.
Wow.
You know.
Put me on spotlight. But
right.
I don't know. I introduced a group of new players to Richard Garfield who had no idea who he was.
Right. That's going to be a name that you're going to have to keep on. In fact, you should write a biography about Richard Garfield.
What? About how he created the game to teach his students basic math?
That and
kind of boring.
Hey, how do you know that? Did you read it somewhere?
Oh, that's how it started.
How do you know?
Because back when I started Magic, that was the reason why it was popular.
All right. But how do you learn all that information?
Through the people that I played with during that time.
Right. And they had to learn from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they just walk up to Richard Garfield and be like, hey, do you got anything fun to do? He's like, oh, I got these games on
No. Well, I mean, okay. So if in all honesty, from what I know or from what I understand, is he created the game.
Right.
Right. And to teach his students basic math, and his students really enjoyed his card game. Very simple. And they did a fundraiser for him to help him publish the game.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting because I know the story. I know the story a bit different. Believe it or not. See, he used to play D&D with friends, and his friends started to come up with a game to kill time because when the DM sets up, it takes a while. They wanted to kill time to play a game, so they kind of created this Magic the Gathering game before it was called something else. Then he took it to school with him to kind of play test it with his students because they have a different mindset. Because the same people have the same ideas and they kind of get locked. Then he found a part-time job at this garage place called Wither of the Coast, where it's like a business inside a garage, and he tried getting some games produced like Robo Rally, but the Robo Rally is too big of a project at the time, so he brought up Magic the Gathering, less cost effective. It cost less money to print up cardboard at the time. They did that. They started working on that, and it ended up being something completely different. See, we need your biography so you can teach us
TLDR. You know what? Let's just go back. Make that everyone's homework assignment.
Yeah,
everybody got homework. Come up with Magic.
Everybody got homework.
How was Magic
with
Gathering?
Your own personal story how Magic Gathering started. There you go. 5-page essay.
See, which is really funny because that you brought that up, how Magic the Gathering started with you as a player.
Right.
For example, for me, Mercadian Mass just hit the shelves when I first started Magic, right?
Right.
And I played with a group of friends that converted me over from YuGiOh.
Right.
So I think that's really cool. But because I played YuGiOh very heavily.
Right.
I really can't stand YuGiOh anymore at this point with all the mechanics and stuff. And all the combos you can do because you don't got mana. You can just, it's special summon this, normal summon this, and all this other stuff. And you got Link summons, XYZ summons, Fusion summons, Synchro summons.
Yeah, see, all that crap didn't matter. See, when I played YuGiOh,
Yeah.
it was all about having 4-star 1800 creatures, 1800 power creatures. I was at the very beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh's launch.
Same.
Yeah,
Same,
like
but-
cards like a Pot of Greed.
Yeah.
Were super powerful.
It still is if they doesn't ban it, but they're probably not going to ban it.
Yeah, and cards like what was it like flip cards were like the like it's crazy thing when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a card called Man-Eater Bug, right?
Oh, that was a good card.
Yeah, when it flipped face up, you destroyed a creature on your opponent's side of the board. Most powerful card ever. Like your card was absolutely ridiculous. Now that card's irrelevant. Now that card is nothing. It literally is poof.
It really is.
But like during the time of like very generic fucking Yu-Gi-Oh that I played, it was just like this card's the most broken card ever.
Yeah.
I remember we had a conversation about Regeki being a powerful card. We're like a free plague.
Well, Regeki to this day is still ridiculously powerful.
Yeah, Regeki and
I like fusing 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons together.
There you go. Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Yes.
Yep.
And ironically, during the time that Yu-Gi-Oh first came out, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon was not a card. You can only play it. It was a Japan only card.
Yep.
You couldn't play it otherwise.
You might not believe this, but I actually owned a Blue Eyes White Dragon for a bit, an original.
I did too.
Nice.
3 of them.
Yeah, but I didn't step into Yu-Gi-Oh. I didn't step into Yu-Gi-Oh. I just happened to own one. We went to an estate sale. To this house I was being. Well, I can't get into the story why the estate sale there. There was more story there. That's there. We had a conversation with the owner. But anyways, they had a son named Derek, ironically, right? And I was going in digging through stuff, and I was finding old toys and stuff like Beast Wars figures and cool toys to flip out for eBay. Well, on this desk, there was some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and there was an original first print Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Dang.
But I said I owned one. I got rid of it. But I gave it away for free because one of the corners were frayed. I'm like, there's no value in that.
Yeah.
But I still own one. That's pretty cool.
I still miss the way I'll still play like I got the one of the video games of Yu-Gi-Oh on my PS4.
Right.
And I still play that because I'm using a game that it doesn't really go by the ban list, so you can just put whatever in there.
Right. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't think a game without resources should be available to public.
At least Pokemon has resources and stuff,
I didn't say Pokemon.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have resources.
I know it don't.
Right.
Kind of crazy. That's why I don't play it nowadays, but back in the day I would play it.
I guess definition of the time is like resources, as in like your creatures are technically resources,
Right. Technically, but they're free resources.
Because like during that time when I played Yu-Gi-Oh, it was like I guess like you wouldn't know this, but a card like Summon Skull was like the OP card.
Yeah.
Dark Magician.
Dark Magician was good.
Yep.
But it wasn't a Summon Skull.
Yeah, Summon Skull new card. Summon Skull new card, 1 sacrifice when Dark Magician required 2, so they had the same attack power, so Doom
Yeah,
Skull
but-
is more powerful, but
Yeah, Dark Magician required, I think, one more sacrifice than Summon
Yeah.
Skull, which is what
Yeah.
made it worse, arguably worse.
But if you get out, but if you get Dark Magician Girl, and then there's another Dark Magician. Can't
The
think of
Toon
the name
ones?
of it. No, it's not a tune.
Chaos something
yeah.
sorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Get
one.
those
yeah.
out, and there's a combo card goes with those.
All right.
Yeah, they all. Yeah, either way, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
well,
Derek,
these
to a
go
point,
pretty
yes,
much
you're
covered.
right. Like, but also your creatures are the resources. So
Yeah.
there is resource. So I guess it kind of falls. And I guess to be fair, it kind of falls like at the time, like it fell kind of in the same category, where like you could play only one a turn because that's kind of
Right.
how it was. Like, so I don't know.
Right,
It's
but they've rigged the game where you can play one creature per
but now,
turn.
but
you can
but,
special
but
summon
now
as
it's
many
like
things
with
that
all
way.
the like, the fusions and stuff like that, it broke the game completely.
Yeah, well, they didn't care if the game broke. People were still buying the product.
Yep.
And with that, my friends, it is getting to the hour we got to go and say goodbye to every one of you. Thank you for liking the video and hanging out with us and being amazing. And I hope we had a good show today. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful Sunday. Drink some coffee. Let those dinosaurs in your house. Yes.
Yeah.
And always remember, listen to Lord Megatron.
Shockwave! What is your command, Megatron?
Subscribe for Magic the Gathering and other content for evil fun.
Fear not, Megatron. Cybertron shall remain.